Guys, a reggae album review coming up, so get a nice cold drink, a relaxing seat to get ready for the ride. Great vinyl community, hello, something new for you today. It's album review time. I've thought about this for a while where I'll be reviewing an album maybe once every couple of weeks. This one here, I basically pulled it from way over here in the A section and just pulled this one out and let's review it. Here it is, the album by 10cc. It's their 6th studio album called The Bloody Tourist. The album was released in 1978 in September, worldwide by Mercury Records and Polydor in the USA. Recorded at Strawberry Studios South in Dorking, England, the album was produced by Eric Stewart and Graham Goldman. 2 singles were extracted from the album, Red's in My Bed and the famous Dreadlock Holiday, which was the first single from the album and preceded the release. Dreadlock Holiday topped the charts in several countries. It reached number 3 in Australia and the UK, whilst in Canada it reached number 75 and number 69 in the US. So who is this 10cc? 10cc are an English rock band founded in Stockport who achieved their greatest commercial success in the 1970s. The band initially consisted of 4 musicians, Graham Goldman, Eric Stewart, Kevin Godley and Lol Cream. 10cc featured 2 songwriting teams, one they deemed commercial and the other one artistic. Stewart and Goldman were predominantly pop songwriters who created most of the band's accessible songs, including the Bloody Tourist album. Every member of the 10cc is a multi-instrumentalist, musician and writer. It was amazing the amount of instruments and the type of instruments they use in the recording of this album. Here are just some examples: the kabasa, the fuzz bass, the bass zither or zither, wind chimes, a whistle, maracas, moog trumpets, polymoog strings. I mean, what is that? Cowbells, congas, marimba, go-go bells, timbalas, and the old glockenspiel. As we all know, Dreadlock Holiday was the biggest single from this album. We've all heard it, especially for those in Australia or England. The song has been used prolifically every summer with cricket. So what exactly do the lyrics mean? Basically, it talks about, the lyrics are about a white man, a white man who's lost in Jamaica. But interesting, but not unexpectedly, a lot of people are now declaring the lyrics as racist. The experience are actually based around real facts between Moody Blues frontman Justin Hayward and Eric Stewart of 10cc when they were actually in Barbados, but they changed the city to Jamaica. Here's an interesting description about the song. It says here, the song initially describes a man. His first encounter with the locals is of being confronted in the street by an unpleasant, dreadlocked man who wants the white man's silver chain. The next encounter is when he's beside the pool of his hotel, drinking a pina colada, and a dark-voiced woman offers him drugs. The cover here we're all familiar with is designed by a guy called George Hardy. Now George is famous for designing the Led Zeppelin 1 cover and also Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon and Wish You Were Here. What do I think about the sound of this record? Well, overall it's a fun record. I must admit side A is really good. I'd be happy to put that on time and time again, but side B, not so sure. General ratings on this album are really average at best. Listening to the music overall, I sort of made comparisons in my head to the likes of Steely Dan and Sherbet in Australia. Side 1 overall is a real big mix-up of music, but for me, Dreadlock Holiday was the standout track. Whilst I thought recording production is generally flawless, you can pick up elements and you're thinking maybe this could have gone another step. But reading about the quality of equipment they had at the time in the studio, it's no wonder this is probably the limit they reached. Generally for me on side 2, track 1 was one of the 2 singles that were lifted from the album, but I was really disappointed in it, and I was thinking, oh no, this is going to be a struggle. And it was a struggle from there. I thought there was a lot of overuse of keyboards throughout side B, and I could barely find a track to really be uplifted by. I just wanted to turn it back to side A. The last track on side B, I noted as, it's called From Rockdale to Ocho Rios. It reminded me of the Australian kids group called the Wiggles. A calypso-sounding fun song with my feet in the sand and sipping on cocktails. Sipping on cocktails and listening to the Wiggles? Man, I was confused with this side B. Looking at the rest of the album here, the back cover with all the track listings and credits, lyric sleeve, and the vinyl itself. My conclusion with Bloody Tourist by 10cc is if you do see this for say $5 or under, definitely buy it, but it is a very interesting sounding side A. This album is really different to what you're normally listening to. the use of different instruments, great vocal harmonies, etc. Makes it a very interesting album to listen to, so check it out.